Welcome to Booze on the Rocks, and today we're going to make a cocktail called the Bend Over Shirley. Now this is a variation of the original Shirley Temple and Dirty Shirley's. Now the Shirley Temple itself, which was based on the Child Star, was a non-alcoholic drink, always had grenadine, usually had Sprite, the Canadian version had orange juice, and there was some variation thereof. Having said that, the Dirty Shirley, of course, added alcohol, usually in the form of vodka. Now what I'm doing is a version I found online that contains raspberry vodka. But I didn't use raspberry vodka, I've got raspberry rum. And when I say raspberry rum, I just took some white rum, threw a bunch of leftover raspberries in there, and I let it sit in equal measures for a few hours and then strained it out. And you get the same kind of rum with the same flavor combination without having to go out and try and find something specific if you have the fruit. And in fact, you can actually make a lot of cocktails like this just by using what you have at home. Now, the other good thing about this is if you wanted to do this non-alcoholically, you don't need to use rum. You can just cut out the alcohol altogether. And we're going to start this with 2 ounces or 60 milliliters. Now the eagle-eyed among you will say, David, if this is a build in a glass cocktail, why didn't you put the ice at first? And truthfully, I just forgot to do it. And I wasn't gonna repeat something that sounded kind of good. Now, basically what you're gonna do, fill your glass with ice. And again, you can do it in any order you want, with or without putting in the ice first. And our next ingredient is a lemon lime soda. I'm using Sprite. Now, in this case, we're going to use 6 to 8 ounces, 180 to 240 milliliters. Now that you've done that, we're going to add a little bit of grenadine. Now this will give us a little bit of sweetness and a little bit of pomegranate flavors. I'm using a little bit of Rose's grenadine here because I want the sharp red color that it has. And we'll use 3/4 of an ounce or 22.5 mils, and we'll just pour it on top. Now this looks really good as it is, and you could garnish this with a red cherry or a piece of orange. And if you wanted to adjust your flavors accordingly, you could actually use something like maraschino cherry juice. That'll give you a more robust flavor, something that you really, really like. It'll be a little darker in color, but you know what? It would still be absolutely fantastic. It's almost like a cherry Sprite. You've got the Sprite in there, you've got the grenadine, and you get that raspberry with that underlayer. Absolutely fantastic, easy to make, and like I said, you can turn it into a non-alcoholic version just as easily. If you like cocktails like this, take a look after the recipe card right over here.